Hey there, this is Linda Sunshine West with Living Live, the Women Action Takers Network, and I'm super excited to introduce you to my next guest today, Cynthia Cherise Murphy. And before we get into that, I want to share with you what I do. I'm excited because I've been working on my 30-second commercial. Those of you who are in business, you've had a 30-second commercial, right? And it goes through so many different iterations. And I've been working on this one for literally 4.5 years. If I finally got it down, and I'm excited to share it with you guys today. This is Linda Sunshine West of Living Live. I help driven women entrepreneurs gain confidence to ask for their worth, gain clarity to attract clients to them, and gain focus to get faster results. I've helped Amanda triple her income in 1 year. And Sylvia, she put on her very first 3-day event that she'd been wanting to do for a long time and did that through my program. If you're interested in finding out more about that, go to womenactiontakers.com. Check it out. So my guest today, Cynthia Murphy, she was born with Treacher Collins Syndrome. I want to say that a little bit slower because I'm not sure if I'm saying it right. Treacher Collins Syndrome. It's a rare genetic birth defect that causes abnormalities of the face and skull. She's undergone over 16 multifaceted reconstructive plastic surgeries. She is passionate about craniofacial disability activist, a graduate student, a fashion model, creative writer, and co-founder of the award-winning app and website Assuaged Inc. Cynthia and her husband Thane continuously strive to empower people to take charge of their own health and by engaging in an organic and plant-based lifestyle. So welcome to the show, Cynthia, and you guys can find her at assuaged.com. Cynthia, hello.
Hi.
It's so good to see you. I think I met you a little over a year ago at an event. We, just like a lot of events, right? You meet somebody, you talk a little bit, and then you go meet more people, and then you see them here and there and everywhere. And Facebook, it really brings people together. So welcome to the show.
Thank you.
We were in a competition together called The Next Impactor, and that was a place where we got to know each other even just a little bit more. So that's really cool.
Yeah, we met actually. We were sitting at the table in New York. That's when we met. Even though we live in California, we met in New York.
Okay, I haven't been to New York in years, so that might have been somebody else.
Really?
But no, I met you in Orange County, I believe, at a Cervex event, I think, or City Summit. I don't know, but it was at one of those events. You and I go to a lot of events, so it's hard to remember. Hard to remember where we meet everybody. I'm excited to have you here because your story is really. I saw you and Thane. You did a what do you call it? Like a pitch, where you do an investor pitch at City Summit or City Gala event. And I thought it was really cool getting to see what you guys are up to, talking about your app, Assuaged, which we want to talk about. It's like, what is that? How did it come about? How did you and Thane meet? I'd love to hear that story. But Treacher Collins Syndrome, can you share with the audience, what that is and how that's affected your life, either, negatively or positively? I'd love to hear from you.
Yes. So thank you for having me on your show, first off. And I'm honored to be here. So Treacher Collins is a facial and body condition that involves malformations. And so I was primarily affected in the face. So I've gone over 16 reconstructive surgeries, replacing elements of the face that I was born without, like my cheekbones are fake, my chin, and they've reconstructed my eyes. So I've been very blessed to have a world-renowned surgeon and team at Kaiser to have worked on me since I was 12. Going through all of this surgeries was physically and mentally challenging. I would say I spent a lot of time away from school. And at home, I had a stepfather who's a registered sex offender. So I dealt with a lot of emotional, physical, and sexual abuse at home, and then going to school and getting bullied for looking different. So there was a lot of challenges, I would say, particularly in my life. There's a lot of people that I know personally that has craniofacial conditions, that have wonderful families, and I'm blessed to see them have that because, I had a little bit of a rougher road, but no less experience and lessons and growth from all of it.
Wow, thank you for sharing your story. I can't imagine, there's bullying in school no matter what, right? So like there were people who bullied me. There were people that I bullied. They say hurt people hurt people. I was a hurt person because I grew up in abuse, also not sexual abuse, but I grew up in an abusive family, and so that caused me to have a lot of pain. And so I guess you kind of inflict pain on others. But so that bullying, how did that affect you, mentally when you were young? And then now, like meeting you now, I would never guess that you had gone through that um, kind of life, because you're such a positive, loving soul, And so were you always positive and loving, or did the bullying affect you in a negative way? And if so, how did you come out of that?
Oh, wow. So, yes, I was not once always so positive. I think I've always been very, refreshing kind of energy, fun, but I had a lot of demons in the closet and anger. I blamed God and my mother for everything I had been through, from the way I was born to just the hard life experiences and not feeling adequate enough to be loved, or to love. I had a hard time loving others because there just wasn't that trust there. And so, going through all of that, I would say I caused a lot of drama. I was a very dramatic person and broken, and a lot of it was buried deep down. And I really didn't start allowing it to come to the surface and dealing with it until I met Thane.
So with Thane, your husband, he's an awesome, awesome guy. When you met Thane, did you have trust, or was Thane kind of the person that helped you to gain trust?
I would say gaining it and just realizing that I was worthy and lovable. Before I had met him, I had just finished high school because I dropped out when I was 16, and I just didn't want anything to do with school. I didn't care about the accreditation part of it. I just wanted to be away from the people. And then, so working in my first law firm, I realized that I needed to have a diploma. So I went back, got my diploma, entered college, dropped out of college, met Thane, thought I was just like the stupidest, most unworthy person ever. Probably burned through 60 jobs under my social security number, just going to one job to the next. I was never fired, but one
By the way,
month.
you got me beat. I have 49, so you got me beat.
Really?
You're the first person who has me beat. So that's awesome. Yay.
Oh, I never thought it was something to be proud of, but I just, it's a hard time to really adapt yourself when you're not even able to love yourself. You're not able
Yeah.
to adapt to your surroundings.
Yeah. Well,
I
so
just
how did you start to have trust? Do you go into new relationships with trust already, or do you go in guarded and then they have to earn trust? How do you go with relationships now, like new ones?
so I've been through a lot of relationships, and I think we all go through that. That's life. I have been more trusting, I would say. In these days, I'm pretty trusting in terms of I allow myself to discern and to go by my intuition. And unfortunately, you do run into situations and people where that trust is breached, but underneath all of it is a silver lining. There's a lesson to be learned. I strongly believe that there is no good or bad experience that you can't take from.
That's cool. And having that attitude really helps, to move things along. So I want to talk about, well, actually we have a comment coming in here. Let's see what we've got going on. You never know what's going on here. We have Naya. I'm not sure how to say that. Don't get upset. You're still very beautiful. Inside is more important than the outside. That is for sure. Totally 100%. Love hearing your words.
Thank
Awesome. Thank you for
you.
watching. So if you find it valuable, please share this video out just so that other people can also hear Cynthia's story. Thank you. So Cynthia, how long ago did you and Thane meet then? How many years ago?
13. We've been married 13 years.
Oh, congratulations. That's awesome. That's
Yeah.
awesome. That's a long time. So in the 13 years that you've met each other, first of all, I see the necklace that you have around your neck, and you've been wearing that for a while, right? You want to share with us like what that is? What does that mean? Because I
This
know it
is
has
a
a meaning there.
third-eyed pine cone. Our friends in the Santa Cruz Hills, they make handcraft these. The middle of a pine cone is symbolic for spirituality and connecting to the divine source. I have several different necklaces that I switch, and my dreams are totally like amplified when wearing them. So they've really helped bring a lot of peace and clarity to our lives.
And does the purple mean anything? Because I've seen a bunch of different colors of those.
This is just shardite, if I'm pronouncing it probably wrong. And this is more of a grounding stone. I mean, there's different stones for, astrology signs and purposes. I know I just kind of like intuitively pick my stones and they can get me through anything. So I like to try to switch it up in that regard.
Oh, that's awesome. I love it. I love it. It's so pretty.
Thank you.
And I love the meaning behind them. I didn't know all that. So that's cool. So Naya says she will share. It's so inspiring. Love you, Cynthia. Stay positive always. Yes,
Thank
yes, yes.
you.
So when you and Thane met each other and you said at the beginning you didn't feel worthy. And so after 13 years, do you feel worthy now?
Oh gosh, I've definitely worked up to feeling worthy. I have the acceptance of who I am and what I'm meant to do, and the power of intention and positivity will get you through. So I kind of live by that as my motto. But when Thane and I met 13 years ago, he was active in the United States Marine Corps. I had an on and off boyfriend that was living in the mountains, so I was going down to the base and hanging out with my sisters. And I had met him. He was sleeping on one of my sister's couches, and I was like, "Well, who's that hot guy or whatever?" And so he woke up and made me a pina colada and well, a couple of them, and so we just started just kind of hitting it off, and I let him borrow my car, and he took it out and put gas in it, had it cleaned, had like the
Wow.
litters replaced. I'm like, why is this guy so nice? Like to me. So I mean,
Yeah, because you at that point you had like trust issues, right, for a lot of your
yeah,
life. So what does he want?
yeah,
Right?
yeah. I
What are his intentions?
I definitely was just blown away by his kindness and just who he was, and so I had a lot of trust with him. At first, it was hard to get through that.
Yeah. So how did you get through that? Because there might be people watching today who have had trust issues also, or maybe still have trust issues, and they don't want to live that way, but it just kind of seems like their mind tends to go there, right? So what are maybe something that you can tell the audience that you did to help yourself through those trust issues so that you do now trust Thane or maybe other people as well?
Yes, so I would say in my previous two relationships that I had, the first one I was an open book, and there was just some control issues there. It didn't work out. The second one I definitely closed off, and I had some issues of really being able to open up. And with meeting Thane, I just said, you know what, I'm going to put everything on the table. I'm going to show him who I am. And I was, a rebel. I like to have a lot of fun and a big personality, go big or go home. And so he really had a lot of taming to do with me because I was a really dramatic, damaged person. I couldn't handle my own issues. So I go out trying to fix everybody else's issues, getting embroiled into their problems. And so it with that created more problems for me and our marriage. I think he had to spend a lot of years trying to show me that it's okay just to be me and comfortably.
Yeah, I think that's so important because when you discover who you are and you act as yourself, you are just being you on a regular basis. I think it's a lot easier to be yourself than it is to, I was a people pleaser for
Oh, yeah.
decades, like the first 51 years of my life, I was a people pleaser. And so I was always trying to be the person, whoever I was with. So I was
Yeah.
a chameleon, right? And so once I discovered who I am and then I started acting as me on a regular basis, I found that I actually attracted better people into my life. It's kind of interesting how that's happened just by being authentic and vulnerable, attract, better people into my life. Did you find that kind of thing happen with you as well?
Yeah, in fact, my mother-in-law, she brought up walking doormat syndrome, and it's so
Ah,
true. I think, we do suffer from that as people, as a society. We want to please. That in that action of doing something for someone else brings some kind of, twisted comfort that you're doing like something that's fulfilling you, but it's not. It's actually draining you because a lot of people nowadays, they need to work on their own issues. You need to allow them that space so they can truly understand what they're going through. And that allows you to work on you as well, because you can't get through anything or fix yourself unless you really begin to identify what the barriers are.
yeah, that's so true. So true. Now I want to switch gears, talking about Assuaged and like, how you and Thane came to create it. And then congratulations on your award winning,
Well,
app and everything. So let's hear about it. Like, what is it? How does it help people and how can people find out about it?
wow. Well, we've certainly gone multiple directions with Assuaged. It started out, it is an app, so we won an award, and we have the website, and basically there's nutrition and curated product recommendations, which we're adding to. We have an integrated map quest to take you directly to the store source, whether it's online or to the store. So we've really kind of created a foundation for people to just trust what we're offering, the products, and just really get a better grasp on their health. And so in that, we started making profound connections with Kiss the Monkeys and City Summit, City Gala, and just numerous of people who have opened their hearts and helping us gain this business knowledge that we didn't have. So we started cooking for celebrities and educating them. And so it's just really becoming into this all in one solution that combats the global burden of chronic disease, which we spend $3.3 trillion annually on preventable illnesses in America. And $400 billion of that is allocated to disabilities. So I think us, realizing all of the medical debt that we had suffered from, going from spending $1,800 a month on food, going out to eat, down to $600 to $900 a month has drastically spoken measures to us that, I mean, not only do we look healthier, feel healthier, we operate, we can function, just to have that normal functioning and not be, dreaded with anxieties. There's a lot of chronic illnesses and mental illnesses that come from the foods that we eat, from, our water supplies are contaminated, our food supplies are contaminated, and the prescription drugs are just really damaging to the human body. So that's what we really advocate for.
Wow, I didn't know those numbers. That's astounding.
Yeah.
Those numbers there. It's just crazy. And the going from how much did you say 1,500 or something down to 600 a month in groceries
Yeah,
just from not eating out?
well, we just basically chose what we ate. So instead of going for the boxed foods and the inorganic varieties, you're going to spend a little bit more money on organic produce. But at the end of the day, you're not getting the pesticides, the herbicides, the GMOs, the microplastics, the lead, the mercury. whatever is in our food supplies. The production of food is to make more of it, and how can they make more of it to feed other people? And that's just by contaminating it.
Wow. Yeah, I know a little bit about health food, but not that much. So that's awesome. Thanks for sharing that.
Of
That's
course.
and I also by spending a little bit more on organic foods might prevent you from getting sick or like maybe getting hospitalized or what have you because the organic foods are so much better for your body. Now you guys have a product that you sell. That product does it is it organic? Is it fully organic as well?
Yes, so we take Purium, which you have Halle Berry, George Clooney, the Kardashians. They all take Purium products. We're not we allow people to come to us organically when they want to know about products that we take, because honestly, it's really about healing your body and allowing, giving your body the time to heal. Me and Thane have been at this for 3 years, and you're going to see changes every week. Like, my skin certainly wasn't glowing like this 3 years ago. I mean, it was dry, red, brittle. I was having constant chronic diseases left to right, UTIs, yeast infections, eye infections, arthritis issues. I was wearing braces on my knees and my wrist. And I just had so many different illnesses, and Thane was obese and pre-diabetic, and for us going into this, just choosing foods that are better for your body, getting your diet straight first, and then implementing some products in there. That's what you kind of have to do, because when you try to implement a product right away, it's kind of hard to habitually get into sticking to that regimen, because you're not going to see
Yeah.
the results if you're not eating clean.
Right, right. That's so true. And they can find out your story on assuaged.com, which is
Yes.
listed right there. And then now I was reading in your website, you said something about Assuaged was founded on the concept of the Blue Zone movement in the region of Loma Linda, California. Now, what is a blue zone? Because you guys mentioned that a little bit on the website, but what is a blue zone?
So, oh, glad you asked that. Great question. So, Blue Zone, there are 5 regions in the world that are nominated as blue zones, and those are where people live to be over 100, the healthiest regions. And you only have one in the United States, and that one is in Loma Linda, California. And that's where we go shopping. And we never knew we even lived or were shopping at a Blue Zone store until I ended up in Virginia at a health cafe that a lot of celebrities go to, and I saw a Blue Zones book, and I grabbed it, and I'm like, oh my god, we live and we're shopping in Blue Zone. The other one, there's one in Japan, there's one in Costa Rica, there's one in Greece, there's one in Italy, and then the one here. So those, it's just a phenomenal way of life. There's a spiritual element into it. Primarily fruits and vegetables and legumes. Um, Rarely meat should be included in one diet, if at all, because there are hormones and coagulated pus and all these things in our dairy and our meat. And when you're consuming that, you're not only consuming the detrimental contaminants, but you're consuming the horrors that go behind in animal agriculture. There have been movies on that. What the Health, Planet Eat, How Not to Die. There are so many informative documentaries about what's going on behind the scenes of our food supplies.
So as far as the blue zone, then those are like just healthy stores, or is that actual regions in the world, the actual region itself?
The region itself, where the people, the community have just decided that,
Oh,
there's a way of life, there's a way to treat your body to obtain that physical, mental, and spiritual health that we all long for. And really, it's just a habitual routine, and a promise that you keep to yourself. And sometimes you're not going to be perfect at it, but if you commit to it, you'll see the results.
that's awesome. And it is, I used to be a health nut. So to make that switch from health nut. Something happened, in my life that I noticed that I'm not as much of a health nut as I used to be. Things have changed, right? And so
Yeah.
recently, just like you said, it doesn't happen overnight. It can. It is not to say that it cannot happen, but for a lot of folks, it doesn't happen overnight. So making just like one little change and then gradually changing another and then another, it might be a way for a lot of people to go. So with that, I do want to ask you, the final question I have here
Yeah.
is, what is one action item, one action step that our audience can take today, tomorrow, or next week to help them to improve their personal and or professional life?
Oh, love it. So I would say you really have to dig deep and be authentic with yourself and others around you. Otherwise, you are just living in a state of denial and you're suppressing your thoughts, which can be dangerous for your health. So you really just have to have that self acceptance and love for yourself. Stop looking in the mirror so much and caring about what it is that's not perfect, and just accept the circumstances and grow from it, and really treat your body like a temple. That is the blue zone concrete statement, is treat your body like a temple. Be cautious of what you put in it and watch yourself just improve. Like I have gone from just detrimental illness and unhappiness and everything that could stem from that into this person. And I'm not perfect. I'm still growing every day, but I'm loving the results. It's like I'm reversing aging. How easy is that?
That's awesome. I love it. So having self acceptance for yourself. And yeah, I may be looking for those. Is there a website for the Blue Zone movement? People can find information about that. Is that it's on your website?
Yeah, so if you're on our website and you look at our story page, you can see, you can click on it. And then the Blue Zones website is www.bluezones.com.
Okay, nice and easy. Nice and easy. Awesome. Well, Cynthia, I want to thank you so much. This has been Linda Sunshine West with Cynthia Cherise. Oh my gosh, I forgot your last name for a second. Yeah, Murphy. Oh my gosh. The first and second name. Yeah, Cynthia Cherise Murphy. I want to thank you so much for being here on Living Live, and congratulations to you guys. You won an award, and there's many, many more to come. I just know it. I can feel it inside. So you have a great day, and you guys take her advice, and have self-acceptance for yourself. Go search out the things that can help you to live a better, healthier life, because they are out there. There's so many out there. If you're feeling tired, fatigued, if you're feeling like you're unhappy, maybe it's your food. You never know. So go out there, check it out, and reach out to Cynthia going to assuaged.com. And you guys have a great day. We'll see you soon. Thanks, Cynthia.